morning, you listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Scott Garmon, the president and co-owner of Garmon Company. Scott, how you doing?
I'm fine, Kemp. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a few years since we've talked. You're a board member with Fuse, and you're running this commercial flooring contractor business based in Charlotte. You got some history. I mean, your mother, Betty Garmon, started this business. You've been in business for 30 years now, right?
Yes, Garmon Company was founded in 95. So we're in our 30th year of business. Betty started her first company in 83, so the name has been in Charlotte and the North Carolina market since then. Proud to also say that our third generation, my oldest daughter, is also part of our company for about 5 years now.
So family owned and 3 generations now. I've done several interviews recently with retailers and needed to reach over and talk to a few commercial contractors about how business is. There's been some people concerned. 2 reasons. One, the billing index has been below 50 for, I think, 30 consecutive months or something close to that. So we've been concerned about what the long-range outlook would be for work. So tell us, how's business?
Business is, I will say, picking up. Coming into the year, we had a good backlog. I wouldn't say a substantial backlog. We were facing a lot of headwinds, whether it was rates, things of that nature. And so developers, a lot of projects were put on a not yet, a hold status. But, if you're working the market and you're keeping a segment diversity, that's the winning strategy. And that's helped us stay good and stable. A little bit down, but that said, things have picked up. The backlog has grown tremendously, which is our continued focus going forward. We're seeing consistent activity in medical. The larger projects are in motion and or being planned, and that's good to hear that they're being planned. We're seeing that the smaller portions of MOBs are moving steadily along. Seeing increased activity in the corporate sector, which is refreshing because that's been very sluggish for quite some time. So with all the new builds in the Charlotte and the center of the state that have occurred, we finally got some tenant movement there. Hospitality is a bit sluggish, but the higher end hospitality is starting to release again. Go through PIP, portfolio improvement projects. Those are starting to come back to life. So we've got a lot of activity, and we're excited about the backlog build and what's to come in the near future.
So institutional, you say medical, that's often funded by government. And then you've got tenant improvement office. So those are segments that are showing some life. What's your outlook? Some people are saying that with the rising costs that might see a little slowdown, but many of the healthy commercial contractors have a backlog that are going to carry you right on through that, right?
Yes, that's the case. And talking to our peers, I'm hearing that the backlogs are stable, they're steady. Our backlog is stable and steady, and I believe that is going to carry us through. I should also mention that the higher education markets and the education markets in general seem to be maintaining some steady momentum. Some large projects in the pipeline as well.
How are you managing this uncertainty with whether or not we're going to have a tariff, and we don't really know what the material costs are going to be, and then you got to bid this project? How are you managing that?
We're trying to manage it eyes wide open. Much like the COVID logistical challenges, we're speaking to our clients in the level of uncertainty that the best plan A is a great plan B. So some design flexibility to look towards like products that are perhaps manufactured in the USA or have already been brought over and have price control. The challenge becomes when a project, as flooring contractors, we have to look 18, 24 months out in some cases, but before it is our turn. So we negotiate in possible escalations, but then we also have to be a lot more transparent in that way in discussing where the cost actually incurred so that there's proof behind that escalation given the duration of the schedule.
So GCs are generally willing to work with you when you've got variables that are out of your control.
When they're identified up front, most are. We're seeing less pushback from the ownership on those topics. It's got to come with a conversation. It's got to come with backing and substance to give them some proof of why things could and what might change given the pricing. We've seen a slew of recent price increases from some of the major mills. That at least gives us a earmark of what we can plan for today for projects going forward.
Last time we talked, you mentioned that you serve as an advisor to the A&D community. You feel like that you're a better advisor to them because a mill is just going to talk about what they sell. Are you still doing that?
We are, very much. And we find that that's helpful in, of course, winning business, but consulting on what the right product might be for the function, the need, the aesthetics, the design. From there, you can lead right into cost control. You can lead right into American-made products and control that project's budget. And that's all started with the design community and the A&D and giving them considerations.
I know Fuse gets together annually for a meeting, but being on the board, you get to interact with the other board members. Are all of the board members having a pretty good year this year?
I would say it's up and down. All the board members, for the most part, are healthy. They're either flat, up, or very slightly down. I think it's a sign of what's happening across the country. I very much enjoy being able to sharpen myself, our business, by learning from our peers, a great group of board members that I work with. We're able to have 2 live meetings a year and a monthly conference call that keeps us well connected. I'm hearing the same sentiment about backlog and positive trajectory going forward.
Okay, Scott, I appreciate you spending time with us and our listeners. Again, we're talking to Scott Garmon, the president and co-owner of Garmon Company based in Charlotte, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.